everyone, my name is Shannon Ecker, and today I'll be talking to you about my internship with Sodexo from my 2 internships with Lori Dwyer and Chris Sancour. So the company's mission statement is to bring quality of life to all those that they serve. This includes their customers, employees, partners, and charities. Customers are always super important, but their employees are as well. So they take care of us by providing things like tuition reimbursement, book reimbursement, which of course I love because, as a student, especially a student worker, it's very important that I can, save whatever money that I have left. And I've actually been with this company for 3 years, so I've kind of been able to establish the relationship between employee and employer, which is, something that you don't always get to do with companies or businesses. Another way that they provide for us is by giving us 1 free meal every day, along with bus passes for the semester, both city and the school bus. So that really allows people to get to, the office or to the kitchen for work. I think I forgot to mention that Sodexo runs the entire food service for NAU. So their food and hospitality, that's their main business. So we run all of the units you see on campus, not just the cafeteria, but, every place like Chick-fil-A, Jamba Juice, Cabrizo, Subway. We take care of all of that. And I don't think a lot of students know that. Maybe they do, but, I didn't even realize that, Subway was run by Sodexo until probably a year and a half ago. But they really do take care of us and pride ourselves, on quality assurance. And on the partner side, they really, put everything together, bring businesses together, and help support their charities a lot. As you can see by this picture, Sodexo, and this was from 2016, so Sodexo has given nearly 6 million meals to their charity, which is Stop Hunger, which gives free food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner to public school children. This number is almost doubled in the 4 additional years that the charity has been running, which is absolutely phenomenal. And the dinner part too is what really just amazes me because, while you're at school, you might be there for breakfast and lunch, but you're not there for dinner. So they either provide you with a meal to take home, or, if you're staying late, your parents are working late, they provide you with a meal there, which I never understood and took for granted that, a lot of families struggle to feed their kids properly, especially for, households with more than 1 child. So, they're really working hard to make sure that, kids get the meals that they need and, take the worry from parents who are already, struggling enough as it is. So I had 2 internships actually. I started my first one in August, and then I started my second one in January and was doing both of those at the same time up until April. Sadly enough, it got cut short, but my human resources internship was for the HR department as an administrative assistant. I did their general tasks like filing, maintaining database systems, copying, shredding, whatever they needed. I got to handle a little bit of payroll, not too much. They don't really trust us with that stuff. I mean, it's fine. And doing things like keeping up the employee rosters, stuff like that, and really interacting with the customers. So helping onboard new employees or, people who had questions about our service. And then my office internship provided a little more knowledge on our software systems. So we used a scheduling process called Kronos. So that's a software system that just lets us make schedules and then keep contact for the people who punch in and punch out of work. So say someone forgot to punch out, we go back in and fix that so they aren't accruing, 20 hours or whatever and then get in trouble for it. If it's a repeat offense, obviously, that's a whole nother thing, but usually it's a mistake that we can easily fix. And then I learned a lot about data entry with invoices, so I would handle up to like $7,000 worth of food. So I would input that into an Excel spreadsheet and send it to accounting, which is a lot for a student intern to handle, but I always had managers around me. I worked with about 4, so I really got a handle, on how to work in a fast-paced environment, especially with so many people who needed so many things. And, it just goes to show that what we learned in class about managerial styles and leadership, it's not fake. I never thought I'd be having to deal with some of these people, especially not 4 people at once. Usually you get one manager for a year or 2 and then someone else takes their place. So you learn it, over time. But I kind of got bombarded with everything at once, which is totally fine because I learned a lot quickly. But I really, connected with what we had learned in class, so I thought that was really great, because I was able to, handle multiple people at once while probably doing 2 or 3 tasks at once. So for the individual outcomes, definitely I met those goals, especially the first one, which is working in a high pressure environment. You're doing 2 or 3 things at once. Someone says, hey, come do this for me, so you got to do it all at once. Definitely learned how to do that very well, and I think I adapted quickly. Maybe only cried like once, which is fine. But yeah, everything was really great, and then learning the systems and processes of the office went really smoothly. Software like Kronos and Balance Track was really essential, especially because I'm learning now as I job search that employers really want you to know some form of software so that when you get into a position that they're offering, you can learn quickly. I'm pretty sure that other systems are similar, however, I don't know more than what I've learned. But other processes like dealing with management or talking to employees is super important, which I think people underestimate a lot. I know that I never thought I'd be dealing with customers or even managers as an assistant. You don't think you'll be dealing with 4 to 5 managers, but I learned quickly that, you end up talking to even the highest people in the company. You might run into them going to a unit, and so I thought that was really helpful that I got that knowledge and met those outcomes. So all of this relates to HR, mostly, because I was in an HR, a human resource environment, so I got to deal with a little bit of payroll, doing background checks and onboarding, so I truly got to see how everything worked, which, I don't think I would have been able to do had I not had 2 internships at the same time, because I also got to see the other end where someone fills out a request or needs to fix something and that gets sent to HR, who then fixes it and processes it and then sends it off, to be filed or, going down further the line. So you really do see how all of it comes back to human resource, and there was never a missed opportunity, especially with onboarding and maintaining files, and doing schedules and things like that for multiple managers. So as we conclude, this kind of just shows the diversity that Sodexo supports, their education, and their willingness to help you out. So that's something that I really enjoyed in this office experience, and something that I look forward to using in the real workforce as we graduate and go through with our careers. So everything that I learned was super helpful, and I just can't wait to do more with what I've already learned. So, thank you.